Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Commissioner this week. We've got another great show for you guys. And if you just look around, you'll sadly see that our LFFP studios have not been constructed yet. But I made a few phone calls, and the Patriots being on their bye this week, I was able to arrange to be here in the Patriot locker room for our show this week. That's pretty darn exciting. So let's move along with the show. The pool this week. So the pool this week had a couple high scorers that we haven't seen in a while. Barbara and John both got 13s. That was pretty damn good. Actually, you know what? Everybody did pretty good. The lowest score this week was a 7. And if you figured that with the spread giving you a 50% chance on picking one or the other, you should be around an 8 or better to be good. So having a 7 is pretty good. So I think all of us did pretty well this week. The Saban division, Dave has a pool high 32. He's still going strong, and he's 3 points ahead of Maureen battling in that division. The Belichick division has John just 3 points ahead of his competition, who are Danny and Doug. John, Danny, Doug. 3 tough players. So that division is going to come right down to the line at the end of the year. I'm be very surprised if one of those 3 guys pulls out ahead. That actually is the division where Scott is, who was the champion last year, who has been unusually silent this year. The Parcells division is led by Katie M., and she's 3 points ahead of Tim and L'Esperancion. So, 3 points isn't a whole lot, so that division is going to be a tough competition also. And the Berry division, toughest one of all, has Paul and Barbara battling for the lead with just 1 point separating them. Pretty tough division, so there's a lot of competition left to go. The Patriot Contest. So we all figured that we knew the score of the Patriot Contest this week, and people did fairly well except for one particular player. This player could never grasp the idea of the Patriot Contest, but she has changed her name. She has changed it to an acronym. She used to be KTV. And now she is KTV. Well, the new personality and the new picking have got Katie a 4 in this week's differential, winning her a Patriot point. Andrew also got his first, and Katie M got her first. A couple people were just kind of bounced out. Top 3 people get it. So, you're in, you're out very quickly by just a point. So there are 11 players out of the 26 who have 1 point. On the good side, the other players have a 0, but that's only 1 point behind. So anybody can win this thing. This will be a competition right down to week 17. So that would mean that it's time for, yes, the NFL this week. Well, the NFL, I was going to talk about one thing in the NFL this week, but then with the game tonight, something came to my attention, and that is injuries. No longer are football games decided by who's on the field. A lot of the football games today are decided by who's not on the field. Well, just tonight's game, the Baltimore-Pittsburgh game, Roethlisberger and Perriman for the Ravens are both out. Roethlisberger for the Steelers, Perriman for the Ravens. Perriman being their first-round draft pick. These things really affect these teams. So I took a look at the NFL injury report, and it went on and on and on. The NFL injury report often reads like the participant roster in Miss Heidi Hogan's dance recital club. You know the dance recitals where you sit there for 8 hours just to see your kid dance for 2 minutes. Yeah, it goes on forever. And so does this. These kind of things can tilt a game one way or the other. So what makes New England's success so extraordinary? Are they immune to injuries? Do they not get injuries? No. They're just like any other team. But they use the next man up scheme. They're trained this way, they focus on this, and they play for this. The next man in line is expecting to have an opportunity to step into that position and perform. I mean, one of the biggest ones that stepped into a position and performed was Butler in the Super Bowl. I mean, Malcolm really wasn't heard of in the beginning of the year. The opportunity came in. Malcolm stepped in to his thing and made the play that he had to make. Well, there have been other examples of this also. Remember Mayo going down? Collins, Hightower, Skinner all stepped in and took that place. Logan Mankins. So this isn't just injuries either. Logan Mankins left the team. Everything was supposed to fall apart. Lawyer Malloy left. Someone stepped in. Richard Seymour left. Someone stepped in. Whenever we think, oh my goodness, this one player's gone, we're going to be doomed, somebody steps in and takes that guy's position and is expected to play. That is the Patriot way. Tom Brady goes down in the Kansas City game, and a quarterback who's been with the team for a few years and has not looked particularly spectacular steps into his position and does a great job, fills the job, so we obtain an 11-3 record from the point he goes on. Time after time, the Patriots have used the next player in line scheme for success. So the next time you're seeing a Patriot player laying on the ground, as bad as that sounds, you need to ask yourself, who's going to be the next player in line? Who's going to step up and take that spot? That's the NFL this week. So now it's time for our next segment, which is Overtime. And it's time this week for our Overtime segment. And as we told you in the past, overtime could be a commentary, overtime could be an interview. Well, this week, we're lucky, we're very fortunate to have one of our top players to interview. Now, this player is our current champion. Yes. So, especially appropriate that he starts off the interviewing process. This is Scott Chamberlain. Scott, thank you very much for coming in tonight.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
And we're very lucky to be in the Patriot locker room tonight. So I was very, very fortunate to get that for us. So let me start by asking you a couple basic questions. How long have you been following football?
For as long as I can remember, 40 some odd years.
Wow. And did you have a special team, or did you just love the game?
Well, I used to be a Giants fan coming from New Jersey.
Oh, my goodness.
Then I transitioned to the Patriots when I moved to New England.
Very good. Did you play? Did you ever play football?
No.
No?
No.
Do you want to play?
No.
Okay. I mean, we're here. We're in the locker room. I can have you suit up if you want.
Out on the field.
Yeah. Okay. How long have you been in the LFFP?
I have no idea. Many years.
Well, we happen to know that you've been in the league for 8 years. And not only has Scott been in the league for 8 years, but he was the champion of the entire contest in 2007. In 2013, he won the Belichick division, and unfortunately didn't win the championship that year. But last year, not only did you win your division by 10 points, you won the whole thing. Yeah. I mean, that's quite an accomplishment.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let me ask you.
Yes.
What is your proudest moment of being in the LFFP?
I have to say accepting the trophy at the awards banquet, which is always quite the honor and the festivity we have going on.
It is quite an occasion. It is quite an occasion. And many, many legacies have begun at the awards banquet.
And I urge anyone who has never attended the banquet, they need to attend.
Very much so. Very, very much so. So, speaking of the pool itself, what do you like the best about it?
It just keeps the interaction every week going with you and your commentary, and interest in the games more so than it would without being in the pool.
Are there any players that are in the pool that you find particularly irritating?
Irritating? No.
Stupid?
being in the position I'm in right now this year, I don't want to call anyone stupid. There might be a few out there in the leading divisions right now that probably don't have the stamina to maintain it. Don't put a lot of time into their picks and could falter soon.
So, what do you dislike about the pool?
Nothing. Very, very enjoyable.
So, if you could be commissioner for a day, which the position is not open, but if you could be commissioner for the day, what would you change?
I don't know if I would change much of anything. You didn't give me time to prepare for these questions.
No, there is no preparation. This is very similar to an Actors Guild,
Yes.
where I ask you these things. So, if you had to pick a favorite player, who would be your favorite Patriot player?
Probably Brady, I would have to say, with everything he's gone through in the off season and how he's performed so far.
So you're a Brady supporter,
Yes, absolutely.
and you do believe he's tough, not like some people who say he's not tough, Mr. Bart Scott.
Yeah, I don't see how you could arrive at that conclusion other than if you're a Bart Scott who's never won anything.
Well, that's it for our interview tonight. We'd love to come and interview you. Scott was nice enough to join us at Gillette Stadium here, and but we can come to your home if you would allow us to interview. We're very, very portable, and this pool is on the go. So, there's just one more thing. Every week on the video, we're going to have a secret word. It could come in the middle of the video, at the end of the video, or in the very beginning. So you need to watch this to get the secret word. You collect as many secret words as you can, and then at the awards banquet, the person with the most secret words will win a very special prize. And I want to tell you, without telling you what it is, I'm strongly suggesting that it would require you to drive to Gillette Stadium in the fall and sit in a chair for a couple hours to watch a football game. So it will be a very special prize. If there is a tie in the contest, we will ask a random question on some detail of the videos. So you might want to watch things very, very closely. So that's it for the commissioner this week. And I'm going to whisper it to Scott, and Scott is going to tell you.
The secret word this week is football.
There you go. You got it. It's football, and we will see you guys next week.